Hello everyone, welcome to another day in the car. I'm Jules, and today we're talking about Suzanne R. Morphew, a woman who has been missing for 11 months now, 11 months today. A 49-year-old woman with two children, one's already an adult and one is a soon-to-be adult. And she and her husband Barry have been married basically forever, college sweethearts, and my other half and I have also been together since the age of dinosaurs. And so I kind of felt a personal draw to her, and her being a local, basically. I mean, I don't really live in this area, but this is where I recreate quite often. We were familiar with the area, and when we heard through the grapevine that there was a woman missing here, we have taken part in searches other places and other times. So we loaded up into our 4x and went out here as soon as we had a day off work. And actually, it was the first week that she was missing. She hadn't been missing a week yet. It had only been a couple days, and there were still police presence visible. We stayed out of their way, made sure not to get in the way at all. Anyway, I'm just going to bring you back to May of last year. May 10th was Mother's Day, and that's the day that Suzanne was reported missing. The story, as told by her husband, is that Suzanne was sleeping around 5 a.m. and Barry decided to go up to Broomfield, Colorado to set up a job site for his employees, and he got them a hotel room or rooms, not sure which, up in Broomfield. And so he was up there getting ready for the job when he got a call from his and Suzanne's daughters, who had been away on some sort of trip, and I cannot verify where they were, but apparently they were not home, and I don't know how long they had been gone. But they had tried to text their mom Happy Mother's Day, and they had not gotten a response from their mom, so they called their dad. And then the dad contacted a neighbor and asked to go check on Suzanne. Suzanne had recently recovered from her second bout of cancer. She had had cancer in high school, and then it came back sometime prior to their moving to Colorado from Indiana. She had a doctor's appointment scheduled for Monday for some sort of follow-up. So the family was concerned, asked the neighbor to go check. Then the neighbor called Barry back and said that she'd been to the house, that Suzanne's car was there, and the bicycle was gone. And as you can see, the home shows up on Google as the Suzanne R. Morphew Hope Foundation. But the property has since been sold. It just still is on Google in Suzanne's name. Barry told another YouTuber sometime after the search that Suzanne's bicycle was found over in this area. Let me talk about what happened, though. Barry also said that he and other searchers had searched everywhere from where the bicycle was found to the RV park, which is over here, had been searched, and Suzanne was not found. Her brother had come out right after she went missing and searched with Barry and other friends for Suzanne, and then Andy came back out this past summer, leading a search of the area over a course of several days. Another dead end with that. I don't know what's going on with the case. There hasn't been much of anything in the news. When we came out here the first time to help look for Suzanne, we came from the east, and we did check over in this area. We've been over at this RV park other times following up. Anyway, we came through here. This is the staging area where many vehicles park before going hiking or biking or using horses or ATVs, etc. We came in here, and down in here, down a ravine along the South Arkansas River, is where the bicycle was found. And it did not appear to us that a cyclist could have ridden it down like that without being seriously injured, and there's barbed wire down there and stuff too. And you follow this road here, and this is the cutoff to go to the Morphew house. When we went by there the first time, there was a wooden blockade saying that the road was closed because obviously they were still checking out that area. And this is the reservoir at Foosa's Dam, and this is where some divers searched for Suzanne. And we continued up this trail. As you can see, it's a vast area. We have been back here many times checking it out in this area. The item that law enforcement found a couple days into the search, which was not the bicycle. The bicycle was allegedly found on Mother's Day, westbound. They had found an object that they thought belonged to Suzanne, and they searched from that area down, all the way down to the water. And we continued up the 50 ourselves that first day, and the first several times that we went there, we retraced looking for any sign. There's just a lot of area to cover. Anyway, we've searched. A lot of people have searched. I keep praying that something will turn up, that there'll be some answers about what happened, when and where. And I'm just hoping that there's some closure, especially for her brother. So we've searched personally all over the place, all over the area. And I know that many other people have as well. As you can see, it's a mountainous region. There's forest and private properties mixed together. There are a lot of trails, a lot of ground to cover, a lot of places that she could be. We've gone up the 285 all the way to Broomfield. We've been down the 285 to Saguache. We've been out the 50, and we've been all over the area. We've been up the 24. We've been through the Leadville route. It's a lot of places to cover. It's been a long time. There's been snow now. We haven't been out in the snow, but we've done what we could, and we're ready to do more now that the snow is melting. But we really are kind of stumped. So, from the stumped standpoint, I've gone back recently and started looking at everyone else's videos, everyone else's information from way back when. There's a lot of strange stuff that I hadn't picked up on at first. So, it is helpful to go back and look at things. Andrew Moorman was talking about how when he first found out that Suzanne was missing, he got a hold of Barry, and he asked Barry what happened. And Barry said he'd been away, preparing for a job. And he told Andy that he got home at 6 to join the search. Now, why he told Andy 6 and Tyson 9, I don't know, because that's a 3-hour difference in times. And it is close to a 3-hour drive from Broomfield to the Morphew home. So for him to get there at 6, he would have had to start heading back to find his wife before she was reported missing. But he may have told Andy 6 to try to make himself sound better, to be like, oh, I was there right away. Maybe to not explain how far away from home he was on Mother's Day. I don't know. There could be a lot of different reasons for that discrepancy. It just stands out because it is a discrepancy. Anyway, turns out that Andy said that he questioned Barry about Barry's business practices, whether he had any problems with any of his workers. And Barry had said that he did have problems with some of his workers, and then he had fired someone. And Andy asked, how did Barry pay his workers? And Barry said usually by check. So Andy asked him whether the home address was on the checks, and Barry said it was. And Andy asked if any of the workers had ever been to the house, and Barry said that they had, which I didn't know any of that information previously. I wonder what you guys think, and I'm wondering if anyone has any ideas about what happened where it happened, and where Suzanne might be, or where there might be some evidence about where Suzanne is. Let's just say our prayers for Suzanne, light a candle for her. 11 months is a long time. Thank you for watching Another Day in the Car with Jules.